Hi and welcome or welcome back to the Knitting Bird, and hello to the 8 new subscribers I think I got this week as well. I'm sat here hugging the winning emotional support chicken. I need this chicken this week. And as you can see, I'm in a different location. My daughter's home from school, husband's outside, and this is the only space that I've got to podcast today. And it will be like this for the next 4 to 6 weeks, I'm afraid. So hopefully the lighting's really good in here. I hope you're all doing well. The sun is shining again for us in Plymouth Devon, which has been lovely. There has been some cooler days. So this is a knitting podcast all about, I've got 3 whips on the go that I've been actively knitting on. No finished objects, but one is so near finished. So I've got that. I've got some purchases I've made which I shouldn't have, but hey, can't help it sometimes. Just need to have it sometimes, don't we? And also please stay tuned to the end. My husband's gonna come up and pick the winning chicken, or the person who's won this emotional support chicken. I'm going to do it old school because I haven't fathomed out how to do the technical bit yet. My brain wouldn't take me this week to do that. We've had a lot of fun. Well, we've had a lot of issues. Well, I don't say issues, but I'll tell you a bit of life at the end. So yeah, watch out to the end for who's won this lovely chicken. And I've tried my best to keep him nice and clean for when I post it off. So I've had a lot of time knitting on socks lately. We've been out and about in the car and in waiting rooms, so you shall find out at the end what all that's about. So I've been knitting on my socks. These are Summerlee socks, or the Summerlee pattern. The yarn is Opal mixed tape, and it comes up like a stripe on that. That's just a natural how it comes up. And this is the colours: blues and pinks and purples. So I do a 72 stitch sock on a 2.25mm needle. I do my leg of my sock up for about 4 inches, and then I do a heel flap and gusset, and then I do my foot length for just under 8 inches and then decrease. So they're coming up really lovely. I've just been knitting on this, as I said, in car, in waiting rooms. So they've come on really well. This is only the first sock. So yeah, loving that. And as I said, it was a Summerlee basic pattern. I don't really have to, I've knit so many socks now, I don't have to look at the pattern. I would like to try and do some colour work socks and some like lacy socks. So if anyone's got any suggestions of patterns, that would be nice, thank you. I've got the Summerlee book with all socks in, so I'll might have a look through there. But if you've got any suggestions of some nice sock patterns, a lot of my socks, the wool that I've got for socks are all variegated. I don't think I've got any plain sock yarn at all. They're all variegated because I love variegated socks. So I just wanted something a bit different as a pattern for socks. My other thing I've been knitting on is, I'm going to do my Gansey actually first. And so I'm super chuffed with this. I took this to Knit Group on Sunday, and I have now finished all the decreases, and I am now just knitting so the sleeve reaches 19 inches. So as you can see from here, this is my Gansey, sorry. It's the whole garment's knitted on a 2.25mm needles. It's a very dense fabric, and it's been very, very hot to be knitting on this. And as you can see, I have it like a little parcel on my lap, and then I do magic loop for the sleeves, and then I just turn it around for me to do it. So I've done all of that this week from the last podcast, from that red stitch marker, and I hope you can see that. I've done all of that. I believe I'm on 18 inches, so it's a very long, and you can see here where it goes straight. I'll show you the other side, because that's where there. Oh, I'm super, super chuffed. I'm going to knit on some of this morning before we go out this afternoon. I'm going to try by Saturday, and it's doable, that I can finish this sleeve, cast on, pick up the stitches for the other sleeve. So, because I'm so close, I'm really chuffed. So yeah, I really haven't got long to go. My mum come round yesterday, so we just sat chatting in the garden, so I didn't get much knitting in the daytime, but that's fine. I did quite a bit in the morning, and then it was starting to get a bit hot, because it is quite hot to have it on your lap. It's like a blanket. This is the biggest size I've knitted so far, which is a 48 inch. I've got another 4. I had another 5 on order, but I've been quite cheeky, and one of the ladies that ordered a Gansey from me, I asked kindly with my friend Sue be able to knit it for me, because I'm just overwhelmed with my orders at the moment, and for it being summer holidays, I cannot keep on top of it at all. I really wanted to knit this Gansey for this lady, but my friend's I've ordered the wool, my friend's gonna knit it for me. I did say to the lady, my friend is on par with my knitting, so you won't see much of a difference between mine and her knitting, because her knitting's absolutely fantastic. She's been knitting for 63 years, I believe. She's a lovely friend of mine, and she's knit about 7 Ganseys since we started the project in 2024. She's like a machine. I think I'm quick, but she's quicker than me. But I just love making them. I have had a new subscriber. She's called Naomi, and I'm gonna probably butcher this name, so I'll probably put it down there down on the bottom of our podcast. The Apocalyptic Knitter, I think that's right. The Apocalyptic Knitter, Naomi. I'll give her a shout out, because she's knit a Gansey, and she's seen that I knit a Gansey, so she'd give me a little shout out on her video, on our latest podcast. So go check her out. She's really, really good. She's so lovely. She's from Leeds, I believe. So yeah, go check her out. Oh, I'm super, super chuffed. Let's see if I can do it this way. Yeah, I just love the outcome of the Gansey, and all the stitches are all lovely and neat and lovely. So I'm hoping by next week I'll be on I will have done at least half of another sleeve. Once you do one sleeve, the second sleeve always seems to go quicker for me. And then I'll be able to get my brother-in-law down from where he lives. He's living in Norfolk now, I believe. They're soon to be retired. And they're going to come down to my father-in-law's in Ashburton, and we're going to do a big presentation of his Gansey. I started it on the 1st of January. So actually, that's pretty good progress, to be fair. We're coming up to the end of July, so I think that's really good progress for a Gansey, as well as it being a big Gansey as well. So I'm super chuffed with that. Really chuffed. So there is my Jana Gansey. I have started my son's, which is a claret, and I have not touched that for weeks now. I'm just really trying to focus on getting this one finished. And we are nearly at the end. Right, let's just put this, I'm just going to put this here a minute. There you go. I'll get a bit of drink. I'm really thirsty this morning. Right, and the other thing that I've been knitting on, I've had a lot of, I've had some comments regarding my Pouf. I've done really well. I tried it on last night, and I'm going to see if I can try it on now. So in previous podcasts, so this is the Pouf, and in previous podcasts I have talked about whether I had enough. Do you see that there? Got loads of buttons in it. It's the Pouf, and it's knitted on a merino DK blend. It's called Teary. Really nice yarn to work with. The only thing is it's 50-gram balls, so you're forever changing the ball. It feels that way anyway. It's off the needles. My little pockets are on. I'm hoping you can see that. And they're small pockets. Let me see if I can put it on and show you. Now I did have it on with the t-shirt last night, and it felt a bit clip up here. Excuse all the ends. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a photo and put a photo in, because you can't see that, I don't think. So the top of it, I'm really chuffed with that. And then my balloon sleeves. Oh, I'm super chuffed. It's too warm to be wearing it today. But I feel it's not big enough here. But I have to do a 2-inch button band. It has got no buttons. It doesn't have buttons. But it just feels a bit clip here. And I'm hoping that will block out. So it'll be more like that. I'm really happy with the length. So let me take it off a minute. So this is the length I've done it now. And you can see I've got a little patch pocket in there. So on a previous podcast, I was explaining how to do a pocket. I'm just going to try and show you, because it's really awkward to show you. There we go. So basically what you do, well, what I did was I positioned where I wanted my pocket to go. I hope you can see that. So I've positioned where my pocket was going to go. So I knit 12 stitches from the end, and then I put 18 stitches on a holder, and then I cast on 18 stitches, which will then give you the hole. And then you knit around to the other side and do the same. And basically what you do is you knit a liner pocket, so however many rows you knit to the ribbon. So for this instance, I knitted 26 rows. That's how long my pocket was. So I knit 26 rows for my lining pocket. And you can either end on a right side row or a wrong side row, and it doesn't really matter. I ended on a wrong side row, so I started to knit on the right side row. I knit the 12, and I had a stitch marker, and I had my liner pocket on needles and then my garment on needles, and you basically it's like a 3 needle bind off. You just knit 2 together, but you're not binding it off, you're just knitting 2 together and dropping off the stitches, and you do that all the way along and it becomes attached. So you can see there's a hole there, and all I have to do is straighten it down and pick up stitches like you would weave in your ends, and then weave it down. And then the last thing I have to do, oh, I'm so nearly there, is pick up the 18 stitches along here and do a little bit of a rib, 1 by 1 rib, and I probably only do about 5 rows of ribbing. And at the bottom I did 10 rows of ribbing to match my sleeves. I've got lots of ends to weave in, and then I've just got the button band to do, and I'm hoping by next podcast I will have that done. And there's the sleeves. It's like a balloon sleeve, but I didn't do it as long as they suggested on the pattern. So on the sleeve you knit it to your elbow and then you decrease 2 stitches. I think it was every 8 rounds until I got to 80 stitches, but if I did that it would be past my fingers. It would be too long. And because this is superwash wool, I am wary that it's going to grow quite a bit. I don't want it to grow loads as in the length, but the sleeves need a little bit of growing, and under the arms I'm feeling it is quite tight. But oh, I'm loving that. I think that's really lovely. So that's my Le Pouf, and I love the colours, and it's going to go with a lot of things in my wardrobe, over dresses and stuff. So when the cooler weather comes, I'm hoping I can be able to wear it. It's too hot to be putting any type of jacket or anything on. There we go. So I'm super happy with that. I've got, how much I've got left, sorry, I'm just going to have some drink. So I've got a whole 50-gram ball and I've got 26 grams left. So where I thought I was going to be playing yarn chicken and got quite oh no, I'm not going to have enough yarn, I've got plenty left. What I'm hoping though is that I can do the ribbon in this and attach the patch pockets and do a bit of the top, all with this ball, at the top of the pocket, sorry, all with this ball. It's very doable. I'm hoping that will happen. Well, it will, it can. I don't really want to go into the 50-gram ball if I can. I suppose a little bit it's not going to hurt, but I don't really want to go into that ball. So yeah, so I've got 26 grams left and a 50-gram ball, so we'll see, and I'm hoping to finish that by next week, and I'll just get a garment off the needles, and then the Gansey will be off the needles. Hooray. And I think what I might do is give Gansey knitting a break for a bit after I finish the Gansey. I am going to show you the Gansey in pre-blocked, before blocking and then after blocking. It just relaxes all the stitches and makes it more, and it makes it less itchy as well when you block a Gansey. Yeah, so really chuffed with that. So I will do the purchases I've made. Since I put my last video up about my chickens, I've been telling people about my chickens, and I've had more orders for chickens. As you do. I mean, it's inevitable, isn't it? But I did have some exciting news. There was a lady, the marketing lady from the Box Museum, that I go there. I went there for to learn how to knit a Jana Gansey, and we went to make some sardine flags, and that's in one of the previous podcasts. And there was a lady there, a marketing lady called Abby, and she said, "Oh my God, you've got a podcast and I'd like to speak to you about it." And I thought, oh, okay, but I never seen her after that. It was like 3-4 weeks later, I seen her in the box the other day, and I went up to her and said, "Do you remember me?" And she went, "What, from school?" And I went, "No, not from school." And she went, "Oh, where from?" And I mentioned about the sardine flags that we were making for the sardine festival, and she went, "Oh yes." I said, "Yeah, I'm the knitting bird." And she said, "Yes, that's right." And I said about the emotional support chicken, and she would like one, but also she wants to do a collaboration with me in the new year to knit some emotional support chickens for a display they're having in the box in our museum that we won Museum of the Year. So I was blown away and was really chuffed. So on that note, I went, oh, I'm going to buy some yarn. So I have. Sorry about the rustling, but I bought some funky colours. So we've got like blueies, and as you can see there, it's got like white and that in there, and then different coloured rainbowy one and a purpley one, which is what my granddaughter's claimed. She wants me to knit her a chicken, and she will never forget that she wants me to knit a chicken. She will always ask now until she gets the chicken. And then this one at the end. So it is 100%, as you can see, it's called Alizai. It's an Aran weight yarn. I've used these on the majority of my chickens, and they're just brilliant. And you get quite a bit left over. So I'm just going to make a really colourful one with all my leftovers when I have time. So yeah, that's. I think they were like $2.99 a ball, and then $2.99 for postage, which isn't bad. I was getting free postage with these when I bought them from. I buy them online. I think it was from someone called Neil the Knit, which is funny, but he does a lot of acrylic, and I think it's just acrylic yarn that he uses, but it's really soft yarn as well, soft acrylic, and that's what I like about it. And you don't have to keep changing colours, it's just there, and you just keep knitting until you've used it. So yeah, really chuffed with that. My sister did get me some yellow wool for the beaks, but it is a bit of a bright yellow. We'll see, I might use it and I might not. I like quite like that colour yellow, but it's quite a brighter colour than that, so I don't know. I'll have to see how it knits up. I think I've got about 5 or 6 orders of chickens. But everyone loves them, they're so cute. I love making them, so my plan is I'm gonna finish the Pouf, and then I'm just going to, of a night time, knit chickens for a while, and Gansey and socks. So yeah, and the other thing that I bought, which I was trying to find something to put my brother-in-law's Gansey in for presentation when I give it to him, something big enough. I was looking for a really lovely box to put it in, like with a sea theme or pirate ship, like a boat which, you know, something on the lines of a Gansey, fisherman boat, something like that, but something to do with Plymouth as well. So if anybody knows of anywhere I can get a box that would be a nice presentation box for keepsake, that would be lovely. But I did buy this on a last resort if I can't find anything else. And this is the bag I bought. It's like a little tote bag, and it's got a lighthouse on it, which is our Plymouth House meeting tower, which looks out to the sea. So that's my view from the Hoe, where I live, which is about a 20-minute walk from it. Well, 20 minutes, half an hour, depending on how fast you want to walk. But yeah, about 20 minutes, half an hour to get there. So I might go up and take some footage of that and put it on my next podcast. But yeah, so I bought this tote bag. The Gansey fits in lovely, but I wanted something a bit more. I mean, he will use the bag, obviously. You can reuse the bag. You wouldn't keep the Gansey in there anyway. But yeah, I'm not sure. I like it, and it is the last resort, but I did want like a presentation box. So if anyone's got any suggestions where I might find a presentation box of like fish on it, and I want something that I've seen them in TK Maxx where they fold down and they're magnetic, but the what was on there wasn't very good. So yeah, I didn't like the theme that was on the box. The box was the right size, but I didn't like the theme of it. And my brother-in-law's wife would like a chicken as well to put in their new home. So that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get the Gansey done, and while that's washing and blocking, I can then knit chickens. I might do like a marathon of how many chickens I can do, but we'll see. Depends on how you feel, doesn't it, and what you want to knit on. Right, bear with me, and the winning chicken is Laurie Worth 8796. Congratulations, well done to you. Yay! So you've won the emotional support chicken. Well done you. I think you're the one that come over from Ruberry Knits, so well done to you. You can either email me, which is in my main box of the knitting. So you go down the main menu of the Knitting Bird, and then underneath it will give you my email, or under the description of this video. So well done. And then we will just keep in contact that way, or you can do it on Instagram, so the Knitting Bird 24, and just message me on there if you like. It's up to you which one that you do, email or Instagram. So well done to you. The chicken will be on its way to you. Well done. So yeah, well done for you, and then and thank you to everybody. I've got 118 subscribers now, so I'm just blown away, but thank you everybody, and thank you to my husband who pulled out the draw the old-fashioned way. Yeah, so a bit about life of what's happened the last week. We've had some drama in our life. We've been out and about. My little girl broke up from school on Wednesday, and on the Saturday, my oldest boy and granddaughter, we decided to go to the park. It's a lovely park, quite quiet. It's in a cul-de-sac. Big pirate ship and swings and zip wires, and my granddaughter was loving it, absolutely loving it. My daughter was loving it as well. We were having a picnic and everything, and my daughter was on the pirate ship, and we were like, the adults were on the ground, obviously, just looking and seeing where the kids are and seeing if they're okay. And Annabelle had slipped. I think what she'd done was, the steps on the pirate ship are quite high, and she slipped or missed the step. And as she come up, she was limping, and we were like, oh. And I said to Daddy, I think she's hurt, Annabelle's hurt herself. And he said, okay, we'll come on, Annabelle. And she started to be quite upset. She could hardly walk on her foot. But because of her limited speech, she was giving me one leg and then giving me the other leg. And it was like, oh, well, we don't know what's wrong. So we stayed there for another half an hour or so, and Daddy was just hugging her and I was hugging her. And then we decided it's best that we go home. We went home and had really thirsty. Went home and had a cup of tea. Took our shoes and socks off, and her foot had started to swell up. So we were like, oh, well, we'll give you some paracetamol. She sat down with her iPad and settled in, sort of sat down, but she was really struggling to walk, like foot Barrett. She couldn't walk properly. She couldn't put her foot down properly. So gutting, really. So then on the Sunday morning, she was up early and she still couldn't really walk on it. And the bruise had come all the way on the top of her foot, and her second little toe in, from the outside in, that was bruised, and the bruise was coming up under her foot. And no wonder she couldn't really walk. I went off, said to my husband, are you all right? I'm going to knit group. So I went to knit group, did loads of knitting on my Gansey, which was lovely. And when we come back, I said, I think we need to take her to the Cumberland. Our Cumberland Centres is like a local minor injuries unit, basically. So it doesn't clog up our Derriford Hospital, which is our main hospital. And I got a friend of mine give me an app of how long it will be how long the waiting time was and how many people's there waiting, and they could do an X-ray. So they triaged us straight away, asked Annabelle questions, but obviously Annabelle can't answer, so we were like, no, she's no communication. So it's like, fine. So we were answering all the questions of what was happening and stuff like that, and how it happened. Anyway, she was very brave and had her X-ray done, but we were going to hold her, but we're not allowed to be by the X-ray machine, so we had to run behind a screen. But she kept her leg quite steady. She understood. They did an X-ray. We sat out in the waiting room another 20 minutes or so. I think we were there for a couple of hours, so hence why I've done a lot of sock knitting. Took us into the nurse, seen us. We then had an X-ray. Then the X-ray was seen by the nurse, and the nurse got us to come into the room again. She has fractured her toe. Very, very sore for her, bless her. They've given her an air boot, where you put your foot in the boot, and because she has insoles for her shoes, to support her, they put that in this air boot. She couldn't walk at first, and what you do is you strap her in really tightly, and then you pump it up so there's air around the foot, basically. Sunday night, we have to carry her up to bed because she shouldn't really be walking on it. They said that she really needed a plaster cast, but she wouldn't be able to walk on the plaster cast. So that's not very good at all. So we decided to do this air boot, thinking that she's not going to get around, she's not going to walk. And you know what? She's nearly running in this boot. I mean, the boot's huge. She's only tiny. So, yeah, she's got a fractured toe, so we're limited now to where we can go, what we can do. But we are going to go and see our granddad tomorrow. And we are going to try and get out and about. She is walking with the boot better than she is if she's walking without the boot. And she has fracture clinic on the 11th of August to see where we go from there. They might tell us that the boot isn't working and that she will have to have a plaster cast. If that's the case, I don't know how she's going to cope with that, because she likes to walk. She's quite, even though she's got needs, she is very independent. Well, mobile. She's very mobile and a little bit independent as well. So yeah, that's been my week. So we're really limited on where we can go and what we can do. So and they said, unfortunately, it'll take 4 to 6 weeks to heal. That's the summer holidays gone. But we will get out and do stuff. We've got the zoo, and we've got a National Marine Aquarium near us. So we might do that on a day where it's nice. So yeah, that's happened. Oh, and my son has passed his theory test for driving, so he's well happy with that. So he's now booking in for his driving test, which I think it might be October time. So he's got time to get on with that. And the other good news I've got, I'm going to be a nanny again. So little Hazel, my granddaughter, she's going to be a big sister. And they're going to have a little baby girl. So that's really exciting news. So yeah, it's been one of them weeks with Annabelle, but Annabelle takes to it like to nothing really. So she's doing all right. She's got her iPad. She's happy. Pink wafer biscuits. What more do you need? It's just up and down more than you would when she was more mobile. Anyway, so yeah, so congratulations to Laurie for winning the chicken. Please get in contact with me. And yeah, again, thank you all very much for all the lovely comments and all the new subscribers. It means a real lot to me. Yeah, so thank you. Please like, subscribe, and comments. I love the comments, and I will reply to all the comments, as I like interacting with you all. So I hope you all have a good week. I'm now going to have a nice cup of tea and sit in the garden for some peace and quiet for a little bit. Take care. Yeah, take care and happy knitting. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Bye.